What's up, y'all? Toya here, and I am back with another video for y'all. Before we get into the video, make sure you guys leave a like, subscribe, and share. Alright, y'all, it is finally time that we break down this Skipcart app. Now, if you do not know what Skipcart is, make sure you check out my What is Skipcart video, where I go over everything about the app, including how to sign up. So make sure you guys check that out if you have not. So today we are gonna go and talk about 3 pros and 3 cons to the Skipcart app. Now, everything that I'm telling you guys is based off of my own personal experience. So what you've experienced in your market might be a little bit different than my experience in my market. So keep that in mind. So let's go ahead, hop right into it. Starting with pro number 1, delivery variety. Now, with my experience with Skipcart, I dabbled in a couple of the delivery types, mostly retail with 7-Eleven, AutoZone, and Menards. But my biggest order to date on that app was a catering order. Now, these don't pop up that often at all, so do not go on this platform thinking you're gonna get a catering order every day or every other day, because it's probably not gonna happen. But other than those retail orders, they do offer catering orders, they have grocery delivery, and some food delivery. Now, do not think of this app as another roadie where you have all these different types of deliveries that you can do. It's definitely not on par with roadie as far as the number of offers that you can get. I'll get into that later. But it is a good app that you can get into if you don't want to limit yourself to, like I said, just food delivery or just retail delivery. There are a few different delivery types that you can choose from, so you can choose which one works best for you. Now, moving on to pro number 2, transparency. So just like how I had mentioned on my last pros and cons video, any app that is transparent as far as your route, where you're gonna have to go, how much you're gonna get paid, all of that is always gonna be a pro in my book. Skipcart does the exact same thing. So when you get an offer sent to you, it's gonna show you where you're gonna have to pick up that merchandise from and where you're gonna have to drop it off. It'll also list the mileage and the pay, so you can go and decide whether or not it's worth it for you to pick up. All right, moving on to pro number 3, the promos. Now, most apps, they might offer some type of promotion or challenge so you can earn extra money, right? So like, for instance, when I was doing DoorDash, a lot of the times when I did Dash, I tried to Dash during the peak pay hours. So anytime they're gonna offer an extra $2 or $3 per delivery, that's when I would Dash, because it kind of made it a little bit more worth it in the event that I did not get a tip. And Skipcart's no different, okay? They actually offer quite a few promos and quite frequently. And again, this does vary on your market. Now, the promos can vary. Sometimes it's a bulk promo where it tells you, hey, complete 3 deliveries and you'll get an extra $10, something like that. Or complete 6, you'll get an extra $25. And there are others where you get additional pay per order. So I've seen some promos where you can earn an extra $3 all the way up to $7 per order. So imagine if you did 3 orders and they pay $5 each. You got an extra $7 per order. So technically you got more than double your money than what the actual order was worth, and you got it in promo money. Right? Now, all of that sounds great and everything, right? But here's the problem. And this leads me to my first con. Limited delivery offers. Now, like I said, all those promos sound great, but you're not getting orders like you would if you were doing food delivery, for instance, where you get an order maybe every couple minutes. No. Let me go ahead and tell you guys a story. My very first Skipcart experience. I had about 2.5 hours to kill before I had to be somewhere, okay? And I said, you know what? Let me go and test out this app, okay? I had been sitting on it for about a month, and the delivery area was very limited, and I'll get into that later. So I decided, you know what? Let me drive out, go ahead and get into one of the zones, and I'll check out the app, okay? I kid you not. I got 1 order within that 2-hour time frame. 1 order. And I was driving to and from different hot spots, trying to, see if an order would pop up. I would drive to one hot spot, sit there for a good 20-30 minutes, nothing. That hot spot disappeared. So I go drive over to another hot spot. Same thing, nothing. And yeah, I probably should have just gave up or maybe just turned on another app. But of course, I was trying to do a delivery on Skipcart for the purpose of showing you guys, what Skipcart is all about. So So I say, you know what? I'll stick it out. It is what it is, okay? And I got one order during that whole time. And it was a promo period. It literally was a promo period. It was like, yeah, you can get an extra, I think like $3 or $4 per order. And guess when that order came in? After the promo ended. So I didn't even get the promo money. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? So yes, that is one of the main issues with this app, at least in my area. There just aren't a lot of orders that pop up. Now, just to kind of backtrack a little bit, okay? When I first started doing Skipcart, the zones that Skipcart operated in, it was very small, and I'll have the screenshot up so you guys can see. So it was a very small limited area, and it wasn't in an area that I typically did deliveries. So the only time I would actually turn on Skipcart was when I happened to be out there in that area. So unfortunately, I really wasn't able to get too much Skipcart footage. But recently they decided to expand on the app, and now the zones have expanded further out into the suburbs, and these suburbs include the zones where I typically do my deliveries. So I said, okay, cool, I can go ahead, turn on the app and see what I can get. You know, me thinking expansion is going to be more opportunity. You know, it's new to this area, so a lot of people are probably going to be ordering. And no, unfortunately, it's pretty much the same. There was one day I turned on my app just to go ahead and see what will pop up in the area. And I'm not gonna lie, I forgot I had the app on. But I got one order sent to me, and it was like, I think 8 o'clock in the evening. It was for Cold Stone. Somebody wanted ice cream, and I think that day it was like 40 something degrees that day. So yeah, somebody wanted some ice cream in 40-degree weather, which, you know, I ain't mad at it. I go ahead and eat me some ice cream when it's cold, but that's besides the point. So yeah, I got that one order, and I think I should have took a screenshot of it, but I think it was like $10 and maybe like a 6-mile drive. But this is from the pickup to the drop-off location, but this didn't include the mileage of me getting there, right, and then going back. So I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. I don't do deliveries at night anyway. So during that time frame, I would guess I probably had the app on for like maybe 2 or 3 hours, and I only got that one order. Now, there was somebody in the comment section on my What is Skipcart video, and they said that you could probably try in the later hours, probably after 5 p.m. And I think that's roughly around the time that I turned on the app, and I just got that one order. And don't get me wrong, you know, that was just my one experience of turning it on. I've turned it on a couple times, left it on for like 30 minutes, and I didn't get anything, all right? So I would probably have to do a few more tests, because this is a new market technically, to see if, you know, it picks up at, you know, any time. I don't want to write them off just yet, because, you know, it's new, but I'm just going based off of my experiences, okay? And even when I was trying to do Skipcart in the other zones before it expanded, I literally was sitting there for hours just waiting. I had the app on and nothing was sent to me. So that's why I'm kind of like, I don't know if it's really gonna change. But yeah, the offers, they're definitely limited. And like I mentioned before, this might vary market to market, but this is how it is for me. I barely get orders. I think I've done a total of maybe 4 or 5 Skipcart orders total within these last like 4 or 5 months. It's pretty slow. So yeah. Now, this leads me to my second con, the pay. The pay is not that great in sense of the orders that I have done when it came to retail orders, okay? My one catering order that I did, it was over $70 that I got paid for that. And most of that was tip, because I think the total amount of food was over $700 and I got paid $70 for it. So it was a good payout for that. And I only had to drive like probably 3 or 4 blocks. It was literally a 1.5 mile distance from the restaurant to the drop-off location. So that was a great payout. But that's definitely not gonna happen all the time. It's not. So most of the orders that I've seen, most of them barely getting over $1 per mile. Definitely haven't seen anything that's over $2 per mile. And honestly, you know, it's not really that worth it. It's really not. So that's the thing. Even if I did get an order sent to me from Skipcart, I don't know if I would take it, because a lot of the payouts, they just ain't worth it. And I think there was one time when I was out in the zone, this is before they expanded, I did get one order sent to me, and it took me into another town. And I think, if I remember correctly, it was like like $9 and I had to drive 6 miles. Now that sounds reasonable, okay, on the outside looking in, but it didn't account for the mileage that I had to drive to actually get to the drop-off location. It was like an additional maybe 6 or 7 miles that I had to drive to get there. So if you add on that, nah, it's not worth it. So yeah, maybe it's worth it for somebody that's already there, but for myself or them to send it to me, nah, it wasn't worth it. So yeah, the pay is, it ain't it. It's really not it. And the last and final con on Skipcart, the app. Now, it's not necessarily the app itself. The app itself, it's okay for what it is. It's not the best, it's not the worst, okay? It's pretty simple, right? It's more or less the functionality of how certain things operate within the app. For instance, remember I was telling you guys how it took me 2 hours to get one order when I first did Skipcart? Well, I received that order when I was sitting in a hot zone, and I got that order sent to me. It was like 5 miles away from where I was parked, okay? And I said, ooh, finally I got an order. Let me accept it. I accepted the order. But then I got a message saying that I was too far from the pickup to accept the order and that I needed to get closer. So I'm thinking, I'm like, ain't no way that I'm about to lose out on this order because I'm too far from it. So I noticed that the P icon popped up and I said, okay, what is that? So I clicked it and I realized that was the same order that I was sent. So I was like, oh, it's still there. It's still up for grabs. So I'm like, oh shoot, let me just go in and let me drive down so I can go ahead and get that order, right? And the closer I got, I was like, okay, accept. You're too far away. Okay, get a little closer. Accept. You're too far away. So at this point, I'm like, ain't no way I done came this close to getting the order and I can't take it because I'm not in range. Like, somebody else might take this order. Like, literally, somebody else is probably doing the same thing or about to turn on the app. They about to take this order from me. Ain't no way I'm about to lose out on this order. But luckily, I managed to get the order and I completed the delivery, okay? But the thing is, though, why would you send an order to a person who isn't going to be able to accept it in the first place because apparently they're out of range or they're too far from the pickup? Why would you even send it to them if they can't even do it? Like, that doesn't like, I'm telling you, like, it just, if you're getting sent the order, you should be able to accept it or decline and do whatever you want with it, okay? Because now I feel like I'm under pressure to go ahead and try to get this order, especially if it's already limited in the orders and I see this one order that's popping up. I've been waiting all day for this order to pop up and I can't accept it. It's literally right there at my fingertips, but I can't grab it because I'm 2 miles too far from pickup. Like, no, that don't even make any sense. Like, Look, if the order is too far from me, don't send it to me. Just have it pop up on the map. You know, send it to somebody else that might be in the vicinity. And then if you ain't got nobody to send it, just put that little P on that map. And then I'll tap it. I'll be like, ooh, you know, do I want this? And then if I accept it, you know, and it tells me, oh, you're too far. Oh, okay, cool. Well, let me go ahead and get closer so I can try to get it, okay? Don't try to send me off and be like, oh, here you go. But now you gotta come a little closer. Come a little closer. Don't do that. Don't do that to me. Don't do that. I really hate that feature. I really do. The other thing that ticks me off, this whole required signature thing. Everything should not require a signature. And I read on the FAQs, they said that depending on the contents of the order, you may or may not require a signature. Okay, in my small sample size, I know I probably have to do more deliveries to get a better experience and, you know, get other experiences. But in my small sample size of orders that I've done, they all required a signature. My catering order that I did required a signature. That Menards order that I had to return required a signature, so I had to take it back to the store. My couple, I think I did like 2 7-Eleven orders. Those also required a signature. My AutoZone order that I did required a signature. So, you know, certain things I understand. Like, for instance, the 7-Eleven, alcohol, cigarettes, stuff like that. I can get the ID portion, of course. The signature, you know, probably a little bit over the top, but you know what, I'll take it. But some of this other stuff, nah. Now, I haven't done a food delivery one yet, so maybe if I would have took that Cold Stone order that popped up, maybe I could have had the opportunity to see if it would have required a signature or not. I really hope it didn't, because imagine you getting ice cream delivered to your crib, and before you hand off the ice cream, you be like, hey, yo, can I get your signature for this? Like, I know it's only like $12 worth of ice cream, but can you just sign on this? Like, bro, those are probably the only ones I think may not require a signature, but I could be wrong. You know, I don't want to assume, because like I said, I have not done the food deliveries and I haven't done any grocery deliveries, okay? Yeah, only done the retail. I'm going to consider 7-Eleven retail, because I mean, I know it's like a convenience store, because like I said, the 7-Eleven orders I did, they both required an ID anyway, because there was alcohol and cigarettes. So, you know, I'll excuse those. But, you know, if you just ordering some chips and, you know, a pop, or, you know, whatever, some Slim Jims, you know, bro, if I have to ask you for a signature for that, that's crazy. That's crazy, bro. So yeah, the app itself, it's okay, but just the functionality of some of the features where, like I said, that pickup thing, you gotta be a certain distance, and then the signature, like, it just feels like it could be so much better off, like, functionality wise, if they tweak some of that. And yeah, that's pretty much it, to be quite honest. I don't know if you guys noticed, I kind of ran through those pros, because there really wasn't much good to say about the app. Like, I'm not gonna lie, this is definitely at the bottom of my list for the apps that I use. So honestly, I would say this is worse than food delivery. I'm not gonna lie. Like, if it was functional in the sense of I was able to get a decent amount of orders and the pay was, you know, okay, you know, I would definitely put it above food delivery. But literally, I have this app turned on for hours and hours and I don't get anything. And again, it could vary by market. You know, it might be booming in somebody else's market, you know, but for me, and based off of the comment section with some of my other videos where I talked about Skipcart, a lot of people, y'all seem to have the same experience. So, you know, I don't know what to say. I would really hope that they improve and they can go ahead and, you know, get more orders sent to their platform for users, and just, like I said, tweak some of those things with the functionality and stuff like that. And I feel like it could be an okay, like, filler app. Like, the concept is there. It's really there, but they just don't have the orders to give out to the drivers. That's really the problem. So I don't know, only time will tell. And like I said before, they just expanded out into these other areas, so hopefully it gets a little bit better. So I'll have to turn on the app more and, you know, just test it out and see what this area is looking like, and, you know, go from there. And, you know, maybe I'll give you guys an update video, you know, later on if things do improve. But for now, this is where we're at with Skipcart. It's not looking too good, y'all. I'm sorry, it's not looking too good. So yeah, that's pretty much it, y'all. So for those who have tried the Skipcart app, what have your experiences been like? Let me know in the comments. But I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one, and as always, stay safe out there and keep grinding.